Coming up on UIWtv, we'll show you the beneficial effects of CBD. Next up, you'll see different ways to improve your overall fitness. We'll also be taking a look at the lively tradition of Party Gras. All of this and more on UIWtv.
Hello and welcome back to UIWtv. We hope you had a great spring break. We're back to bring you all the latest updates in news, entertainment, and sports. I'm Janelle De Jesus.
And I'm Mauricio Cruz. Thanks for tuning in for our third newscast of the semester. Did you do anything fun over the spring break, Janelle?
You know, I went to the beach, I turned off my computer, and I went full D&D mode. What about you, Leo?
Honestly, I just unplugged. I took a second to really unwind, but sometimes it's kind of all we need, right?
Yeah, exactly. As students, what more could you ask for?
And now that we're back, let's take a look at what's happening on campus and beyond. UIW Associate Professor Dr. Yutaka Maki has been named Educator of the Year by the Texas Optometric Association. Maki has been with the Rosenberg School of Optometry for about 13 years. He bases his teachings around three core pillars: high expectations, accountability, and support. He said, quote, "I set clear high expectations because I believe students rise to the level of a challenge placed before them. By balancing these three pillars, I create a learning environment where students feel both challenged and cared for." Congratulations to Dr. Yutaka Maki, and thank you for all that you do. Tragedy struck earlier this week on I-35 when a devastating 17-car pileup resulted in the deaths of 5 people. According to authorities, the crash occurred when an 18-wheeler was unable to slow down in time and collided with multiple vehicles. Suspect Solomon Araya was identified and charged by the Austin, Texas police with 5 counts of intoxication and manslaughter. Even though this crash occurred in North Austin, this incident serves as a reminder to all of us that we have a responsibility behind the wheel.
Dry conditions and high winds have put the southern U.S. in critical fire conditions for the past few weeks. On Saturday, a fire ignited just north of Fredericksburg in Gillespie County. It started at around 400 acres but quickly spread to almost 9,000 acres in just the span of a day. People nearby evacuated from their homes and a declaration of disaster was announced. As of today, the fire has affected nearly 10,000 acres but is 90% contained. It is still not clear how the fire started. Since the current weather conditions have been critical for fires, it is especially important to keep up to date with the weather for all your activities this spring. Let's turn it over to the meteorology studio for some updates. How's the forecast looking, Khalil?
Good afternoon, UIW. I'm Khalil Ray, and I just want to go ahead and welcome you to the very first day of spring. As you can see, this morning, we didn't really have very spring-like temperatures as we had a cold front come through last night. But we are going to get up into the high of about 71, low 70s, upper 60s, with the low around 45. We're going to have some pretty clear winds, around 5 to 10 miles an hour from the north, and it's also going to be some very clear skies. So if you want to go outside today, maybe do some outdoor activities, I'd go ahead and recommend it. Even though at the same time, we have had a bunch of fires kind of around the area. We had one up in, I believe, Fredericksburg. We had one in Atascosa County. So if you wanted to kind of prevent those fires, I'd say go ahead and get rid of all the dead brush that's going on in your yard, things like that, because those can be very good ignitions for fire. And going on to our 4-day forecasts. So as you can see, we did have that cold front come through last night. Now we're going to have a high of 71, the low of 45. And then on Friday, we're going to also have some pretty similar conditions with a bit up higher temperatures around a high of 80, clear skies, and also a clear night around 45 as well. However, getting into Saturday, we are going to see some clouds kind of roll in. Just not too many, but just a small amount. Still going to be a very nice day. We're on a high of 87, low of 56. But then getting into Saturday night, into Sunday, we are going to see even more clouds roll in, and it's going to be kind of overcast as we have another cold front coming through. And then we'll also have some moisture coming on through as we have a small chance of precip later on Sunday night going into Monday. For UIWtv, I'm Khalil Ray.
Thanks, Khalil. We'll be sure to keep all that in mind when making our plans this weekend.
CBD is a compound that can be found in the cannabis plant, often making it controversial. But according to one former nurse and military veteran, CBD could potentially have some healthy benefits. UIWtv reporter Khalil Ray has more in the story.
I believe it should be accessible to everyone that wants to partake or who needs it.
Veteran Kenneth Ray served his country proudly for 20 years as a nurse. After retiring, he still wanted to find a way to help people. After trying CBD for the first time, Ray was convinced about the benefits and wanted to make these potential benefits accessible for less.
CBD helps with anxiety, some with depression, pain, inflammation. Depends on your dosing, how you take it.
There are 4 main ways that you can take CBD. You can do it through inhaling, oil drops, edibles, and topicals. The effects can take anywhere from possibly 30 minutes to a few hours to kick in. Did you know that CBD could also potentially help our pets? Whether it's with mobility or joint pain, or whether it's due to anxiety due to thunderstorms, fireworks, or simply just going on a road trip. I know all of us want our pets to live long and healthy lives, don't we? King, come. Come here. Come here. Ain't that right? With so many potentially healthy benefits, more and more people are trying CBD every day. For UIWtv, I'm Khalil Ray.
For more information on CBD, you can contact Mr. Ray at 210-257-0322 or visit bandofbrotherscbd.com.
Staying fit is much more than lifting weights. It's also all about mental health. Local fitness trainer Sean Kraft says the key to success is all about balance. In the U.S., roughly 1 in 5 adults experience a mental health condition annually. Kraft has helped dozens of people overcome mental health challenges and reach their overall fitness goals.
Seeing the difference, taking someone who's depressed or gone through something emotionally bad, like a breakup, and seeing them turn it around, just showing up in the gym and start getting that strength back, not only mentally but physically.
If you are looking to start your fitness journey, Kraft suggests finding a trainer or finding a workout partner to help keep you motivated.
The University of the Incarnate Word and Methodist Healthcare Ministries have agreed to a partnership. The partnership allows MHM employees and their families to continue their education through the UIW School of Professional Studies at reduced tuition and rates. While mental health and physical health is equally as important, spiritual health is also important. But did you know that there's a group Bible study on campus specifically designed for just men? The group is led by Daniel Cortez II and aims to create a welcoming environment where students can explore their faith and connect with each other. The group meets weekly, offering a space for scripture study, community, and meaningful conversations.
For the guys that do join us, I really do like to emphasize that we want them to better understand their knowledge in the Bible, but also deepen their spiritual faith in Christianity.
The men's Bible study is just one of many examples of how student-led groups can help strengthen the sense of community on campus. For more information about faith on campus, visit www.uiw.edu/ministry.
Now, whether you want to get involved on campus or spend some spring time outside, there are plenty of activities to do over spring break. What would you say is your favorite one, Leo?
Honestly, I love heading out to craft fairs or flea markets. There's this one called Trader's Village I like to frequent. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of old things too, like antiques. What about you, Janelle?
So over the break, I actually bought an antique, vintage flute. I do play, and so I'll say my favorite spring activity right now is probably just getting back into music.
Nice, nice.
And on that note, let's take a look at our social media question of the week. In honor of the first day of spring, we want to know, what is your favorite spring activity? We'll circle back to our viewer responses later in the show, but for now, stick around. UIWtv will be right back.
What's my routine? I don't know. I guess I just... Well, I eat healthy and I work out. There is help out there for you, and recovery is possible.
You are watching UIWtv.
Glad to see you're still tuned in. I'm Case Victoria, your entertainment host for today. Let's take a look at all the latest buzz starting here on campus. Now that we're back from spring break, you're probably in withdrawal of anything fun. Thankfully, UIW and St. Mary are hosting a Wild and Out themed event on March 26th in the Rosenberg Sky Room. There, they'll be having their version of the comedy show, Wild and Out. They'll also be promoting the event today at 2 p.m. in the SEC building. Mardi Gras is one of the world's most vibrant festivals, and UIW Campus Activity Board brought a taste of Louisiana with their annual Mardi Gras celebration. UIW's Mardi Gras included carnival-themed games, delicious food, and a photo booth to capture the excitement of the event. Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday, is a traditional feast before the start of Lent season, where food is given up to prepare for religious fasting.
Celebrating Mardi Gras enhances the college experience because we bring a different culture into UIW, and so bringing something from Louisiana and something that's big in Louisiana to San Antonio, I feel like it combines our cultures, and it's just something different for the students to go to.
Students who attended experienced the colorful traditions of Louisiana right on campus. And as the French Creoles say, laissez les bons temps rouler, let the good times roll. Westgate Circle recently got a little messy when Alpha Sigma Alpha whipped out the shaving cream for their fundraising event, Pious Sister. The event adds some slapstick fun, offering students a chance to purchase a pie for just $2. All proceeds from the event will help fund the sorority's attendance at an upcoming leadership development conference. The event served as an opportunity for students to meet and learn more about the sorority.
We are currently doing continuous open bidding, so if you're interested in joining the Sisterhood of Alpha Sigma Alpha, go green! Yeah!
Continuous open bidding means that you can still join the sorority outside of their recruitment period. To learn more about them or other sororities and fraternities, you can reach out to Campus Greek Life. Switching things up a bit, let's take a look at the nightlife of San Antonio, specifically the car community. Recently, I got the chance to experience the many car meets the city has to offer. Let's check out what I saw. Greetings, Cardinals! I'm Case Victoria, and I'm here at Nights at the Hop, where Backstreet Outlaws is hosting a car meet. Let's see what they got in stock for us.
So I was always been into bikes. I was into Tron, and so that really got me into bikes. I got into motorcycles last year. I have a Honda CBR 300 right now.
Many of these enthusiasts come here to meet and greet while showcasing their builds. And here, all builds are welcome.
I started this in 2017, but started organizing meets in 2020. With the intention of bringing safe, family-friendly events to the community.
These meets aren't just about cars, they're about community. Enthusiasts come together to share their passion, build friendships, and create a safe space for car lovers to connect without the chaos often associated with street racing.
While also doing it for a good cause. We've helped out with charities such as St. Jude's, Child's Help, which deals with kids that deal with child abuse. And now we've basically given people, a place to come and feel safe and welcome.
We also interviewed the event coordinator of Negative Influence, another car meet organization. This is what they had to say.
Just having a safe space for people to come out and enjoy themselves, get away from home a little bit, get away from people that they might not want to be around at home, and allowing them to have a safe space to come is also a big part of what we do too.
To learn more about their future car meets as well as the associated fundraisers, follow Backstreet Outlaws and Negative Influence on their Instagram pages. For UIWtv, I'm Case Victoria. I'm always happy to see car enthusiasts putting their passions to good use. Moving on, McKenna and I spoke to students once again in the SEC building to see how Cardinals think and what inspires them. I'm Case Victoria.
And I'm McKenna Michigamba, and today we are in the SEC building asking,
what is your greatest motivational quote?
Mine is not a quote, but it is actually a song, Vienna by Billy Joel. What's yours, Case?
Mine is, everyone blames the flower for not growing, but not the environment it grew in.
It's Proverbs 16:33, where it says, we may throw the dice, but the Lord determines how they fall.
My greatest motivational quote is that every day is performance. You got to give it your all, go at it, 100%, just tackle everything in full force and just give it your all, be yourself. Don't let anything hold you back, man.
Be cool with waiting a little longer for what you actually deserve.
From a movie I saw a couple years ago, it's not about how hard you can get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, keep pushing for those strives. That is what life is all about. Keep pushing to be number one.
Is that Rocky?
Maybe.
How can you expect to see the whole forest if you're only staring at one tree?
Fearless is all about having fears but jumping anyways.
None. Aurelius said once, nobody has to hear you complain, not even yourself. Cristal de mi habitación y después por la mañana despierto y no tengo alas. Llevo 10 horas durmiendo y mi almohada está empapada.
As always, our Cardinals continue to show how they're the best in the nest. And now, Kyle Hayden is back again for the final cut. What do you have for us, Kyle?
Welcome to The Final Cut. I'm your host, Kyle Hayden, and today we'll be talking about Mickey 17, which released on March 7th, 2025 in the United States. This review will contain spoilers for Mickey 17, so continue watching at your own risk. The film follows Mickey Barnes, played by Robert Pattinson, a young man desperate to escape Earth after borrowing money from a loan shark. Mickey signs up to be an expendable on an upcoming space voyage to a planet called Niflheim, a job which will require him to die over and over, only to be reprinted afterward with new cloning technology. After reaching the planet, the current version of Mickey, Mickey 17, falls into a crevice and is left for dead. A new version of Mickey, Mickey 18, is then printed, but Mickey 17 soon returns, having survived the fall and an encounter with the planet's native inhabitants, called creepers. No, not like that. The film is based on a book, Mickey 7, but I have yet to read it, so this review will be solely based on judging the film on its own merits rather than judging it as an adaptation. First, let's talk about what Mickey 17 does well. Robert Pattinson delivers an excellent performance playing both of the Mickeys that the story follows. The CGI is outstanding as well, with the creature design being a standout. The concept of the film is also quite interesting, but that's about where the things I like ended. As I said, the concept is quite interesting. However, the film doesn't take advantage of that concept nearly as much as it should. Only the first half of the film is really focused on the two Mickeys, with the second half solely focusing on the creepers. There are too many stories being compressed into one film, and the result is a half-baked film about half-baked characters doing half-baked things. Honestly, I think I would have enjoyed this film more if I was half-baked. Each character pretty much gets assigned one character trait. Mickey 17 is a coward, Mickey 18 is crazy, Mickey's girlfriend Nasha is protective, Timo, Mickey's friend from Earth, is manipulative, Toni Collette's character wants to make sauce, and Mark Ruffalo's character, Kenneth Marshall, is just Donald Trump. The film sets up multiple storylines that peter out as the film comes to a close. There's a love triangle set up between the two Mickeys, Nasha, and a security agent named Kai, but then Kai disappears halfway through the movie and doesn't show up again. Timo is threatened by the loan shark and ordered to kill Mickey, but the plotline is resolved in a 30-second scene in the denouement. The film has some heavy-handed political commentary, half a storyline about workplace abuse, a sprinkling of commentary about drug dealers, and really seems to focus on anything but the cloning concept and the multiple Mickeys. This is very much a case where the concept of the film is more interesting than the actual execution. If I had to rate this film, I would probably give it a 2 out of 5 Robert Pattinsons. But that's all I've got for you today. I'm Kyle Hayden for UIWtv, and thanks for tuning in to The Final Cut.
Thanks, Kyle. Me personally, I hate creepers. Aw, man. That's all the time I have for today. Thanks for joining me, but don't go anywhere just yet. Sports is up next. For UIWtv, I'm Case Victoria.
How was your day? Good, but I have a lot of work to do, sadly. Well, I'm sure you'll get it all done. Oh, and when you're done, can you help me with something later? Sir? Are you done yet?
much golf train. I'm heading that way. Yeah, man, I can meet you outside.
They're people, not monsters. If you are struggling, call or visit 211 for help.
Glad to have you back, Cardinals. I'm Joey Gonzalez, and it's time to talk UIW sports. Let's take a look at how our Cardinals are doing on the field. UIW softball returns for the Southland Conference home opener after concluding an 8-game road trip. During the absence, the Cardinals went 5-3, including 2 conference series wins. Among these series included last weekend's victory against the Nicholls State Colonels. Despite dropping the opening series, the Cardinals captured both games of the Friday doubleheader. Sophomore catcher J.C. Cáceres led the charge offensively, leading the team with 8 RBIs throughout the weekend. The Red and Black are currently in a 3-way tie for second place with a 4-2 conference record. This weekend's return home will feature a 3-game series against Stephen F. Austin, and the matchup will be the first at HEB Field since the 2021 season. All games will be available on ESPN Plus, with Friday's first pitch scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. UIW men's and women's basketball came up short at the Southland Conference tournament, but this does not mean their fight is over just yet. Both teams will have a chance to play postseason basketball over the next coming days. On Sunday, women's basketball is selected to the WNIT alongside fellow Southland teams Lamar and Northwestern. The Cardinals' first-round matchup will be against UT Arlington, with tip-off set to begin at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN+. Meanwhile, men's basketball accepted a spot at the Purple College Basketball Invitational. The Cardinals enter the event after their deepest conference tournament run in program history. UIW will face Manhattan on Sunday in Daytona Beach, with tip-off set to begin at 11 a.m. on Flow Sports. Meanwhile, in the world of baseball, the Southwestern Athletic Conference announced a major disciplinary decision yesterday, suspending a total of 9 players, 6 from Jackson State and 3 from Prairie View A&M. The suspension stemmed from an altercation after Prairie View's victory over Jackson State this past Saturday. Following the win, Jackson State players confronted the celebrating Prairie View team on the field. In a troubling turn, a Jackson State player was seen throwing a bat into the stands during the confrontation. Both universities have been fined $25,000 each as the SWAC cited violations of its code of ethics and unsportsmanlike conduct. The players involved in the altercation have been suspended for 4 games. Their identities have not been made public. Switching gears to the world of F1, Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari debut at the Australian Grand Prix did not go as planned. Hamilton started in 8th, then finished in 10th thanks to a poor strategy called to stay out on the hard tires in the rain. Hamilton admitted it was a lot worse than expected, but focused on improving at the Chinese Grand Prix this Sunday. With dry conditions expected in Shanghai, Hamilton is hopeful for a better performance, particularly with tire management. It's finally time for March Madness. In its spirit, the Campus Activity Board is hosting their very own Cavs Madness. This is a 3v3 style basketball game which will include food, t-shirts, and more. The tournament takes place on March 26th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Convocation Center. All students are welcome and can register online through their Instagram page at CAB-UIW. The NCAA Women's Swimming Championship has had an explosive start so far. The tournament officially began on March 19th and sees the University of Virginia attempt their 5th championship in the last 5 years. Led by Coach DeSorbo, the Cavaliers will be headlined by sisters Gretchen and Alex Walsh, Emma Wyatt, and Mona McSherry, alongside Olympian Tori Husk. Matches will continue to be held later today, tomorrow, and on Saturday, and you can watch them all on ESPN+. 76ers forward Paul George's 2025 season ends after receiving injections in his left knee and left abductor muscle on Monday, his team announced. George has played through finger, knee, and groin alignments throughout the season, with several others over the past months. George's expected recover length is around 6 weeks, which will keep him out for the remainder of the NBA season. Now that we're all caught up, let's take a look at this week's games to watch. UIW baseball is against Nichols State University this Saturday. This away game starts at 6 p.m. and can be viewed on ESPN+. Meanwhile, the Cardinals softball team is taking on the Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks this Friday at HEB Field. The game will start at 3 p.m. and is their first of the 3-game series. And last but not least, men's tennis is going Cardinal for Cardinal as they face Lamar University next Saturday. This game will start at 11 a.m. right here on campus. And that's all the sports updates I have for you today. For UIWtv, I'm Joey Gonzalez. But before I head out, let's circle back over to our social media question. My favorite spring activity is cycling in the Texas Hill Country, specifically in Wimberley and San Marcos. But what do our viewers have to say, Janelle?
Thanks, Joey. I'm curious too, so let's take a look at our viewer responses. Ellie said, going to museums and gardens. Catherine said she loves kayaking, and Holdit said playing disc golf with a nice sweet breeze. Those all sound like fun spring plans to me. Thank you all for your responses. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to join us for our next newscast on April 2nd.
Now we're already halfway through the semester, but we hope you continue to enjoy the rest of your spring season. I'm Mauricio Cruz.
And I'm Janelle De Jesus, and this has been UIWtv.